Hi there. Welcome to my website. Glad you're spending some time on the site this week. Got an interesting confrontational debate going on this weekend on the Common Sense Radio Show. Hope you have a chance to take a look at it. If not, you can get the podcast to listen. But we're dealing with the issue of security clearances. The president has been very vocal in revoking the security clearances of several top officials in the Obama administration, people who've served in the highest ranks of government. And there's a huge amount of controversy over whether he did was the proper thing or was it just getting back politically. On the show this week, we've got Lauren Wright, who's a doctor lecturer at Princeton University in public affairs, who feels like the security clearances were improper, that Trump was playing politics, was not doing the right thing for the country. On the other side of the coin is Colonel Eric Anderson. He's a retired member of the U.S. Intelligence Agency, and he feels very strongly that the president does have the right to revoke security clearances. I'm staying neutral till I hear the debate, but I would tell you I'm leaning towards the fact that the president, for whatever motive, has the right to revoke security clearances. The argument is there's a wealth of knowledge within these people who've served in the government, who had security clearances, and that they can be called on in future years to give assistance, give continuing information to those who have authority right now. That's true, but also can be used negatively in some way. You know, I was an elected official in the state of Louisiana. I was the Secretary of State. I was the insurance commissioner. And when I came into office, I did some real scrutinizing of the people who'd been there before me. In both instances, I had quite a bit of a mess to clear out, particularly as insurance commissioner, where I had to shut down some 50 insurance companies that had not been regulated properly. And quite frankly, even though there was a lot of institutional knowledge within those people, I really didn't want them to have full information about how my office was run. I terminated a number of those people. I wanted them removed from the system if I was going to rebuild a new system. And to have access to all of my documents and files in the office, I thought would be improper because it could be compromised. These people may want to get even. They didn't keep their jobs and they wanted to maybe plant some erroneous information, share some information that shouldn't be shared for a variety of reasons. Those in power, I don't think, have an obligation to keep the clearances for those who are out of power, particularly in the case where those whose security clearances have been taken away, like a James Clapper and several of the others of the president, have been so critical. I mean, just vehement as to where they've accused the president of treasonous activity. Are you going to give a security clearance for the safety of the country to someone who declares that the commander-in-chief is a treasonous individual? There's too many compromises can be made. I mean, the way to settle the question is the next election. We'll have the chance to do that coming up. And I'm not speaking pro or anti-Trump in this case. I'm just talking about the right that there are secrets that needs to be protected. We look at the infiltration of our elections. I'm going to talk about it a lot next week and writing some columns about it, about the protections and keeping this information private, how you put up these security barriers. Maybe those who have had security clearances will do the right thing and will be there for advice and consent, but they could also have their own personal agenda. Again, when someone is calling, if someone was calling me a traitor, I was going to give them security clearances to all the nation's secrets. I wouldn't do that. And so you've got to reach a balance here where I can see that selectively a number of people should be allowed to have their security clearances, but widespread across the board, I think that there's a question there. Now, a second issue is, what is the president's motivation? Is he doing it just to get even? That would be improper. But again, he's the commander in chief. He has the authority, and nobody in this whole debate has questioned the president's right to do it. It's a question whether it's the right thing to do or not. So I share that with you. We'll find out more in our discussions. Hope you can enjoy the Common Sense Radio Show. Have a great week. Check out my columns. We'll talk to you again next week. Take care.